Spooky. Hello everyone and welcome to Family Scary Movie Trivia. Alright, I am lowering some volume here because I can hear the echo. This trivia consists of 3 rounds. Each round consists of 10 questions. There will be some visuals, not always associated with the question, but it's probably associated with the topic. The first question of round 1 is a practice question. Each round has a point system. Round 1 has a 10-point system, round 2 has a 15-point system, etc., etc. Now, for each round, you have 20 seconds to answer the question once I activate the multiple choice options. The quicker you answer the question, the more points you are awarded. If the question goes down to just 1 second and you still submit the correct answer, you'll still get points, just not as many. You don't get points if you don't answer it correctly, though. Okay, so even if you don't know, just give it a shot. Let's go ahead and start. Now remember, this is a practice question so that everyone can see how it works. So in a second you will see the question activate. Alright, so question number 1, again practice question. What is the name of Barbara's irritating cousin that keeps bugging them to sell their house in Beetlejuice? I forgot to add Beetlejuice to that. Alright, so you can see I do have the visual. We don't have the multiple choice answers yet. I will go ahead and activate those. From the point that I start them, you have 20 seconds. Is it June, Jane, Janet, or Joan? Alright, some of you still need to answer. Alright, we got a few last second answers in there. Alright, and you can see that the timer is over, but it hasn't displayed the correct answer yet. So I will go ahead and do that. And... oh, there it is. Sorry. It is Jane. Jane has, in the beginning of Beetlejuice, Jane is the person that keeps telling Barbara, you should sell your house to someone with a family. Alright, so you can see that I will display the question, I will read it out loud, I will activate the multiple choice answers, you choose the answer you'd like to have, we have to wait for the timer to go down, and then I'll display the correct answer. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. Like Beetlejuice says here, it's showtime. Question number 2. In Ghostbusters, in Donna's building, Ray asks, hey, where do these stairs go? Venkman answers, they go up to the upper floors, they go up to the first floor, they go up, or New Iceland. Oh, I think we're still missing one more person. Oh, one person didn't get in there. Okay. Alright, and the correct answer is... Venkman answers, they go up. That's what stairs do. They go up. They're on the bottom floor, so they can only go up. Alright, so it looks like only one person didn't answer. Alright, again, even if it's just a guess, even if you don't know, let's go ahead and try. Just pick something. Now, I did forget to mention one thing. The rounds are separated into 3 rounds, but each one has a theme. The first round is all live action, Halloween-y, scary, spooky movie-esque. Round 2 will be something different, and round 3 will be something different. So you can see that we've had 2 live action movies. Let's go ahead and move on to question number 3. Alright, in Casper from 1995, what are the names of the ghostly trio? Then that's too many names to read off, so you guys go ahead. Okay, a few more seconds. Let's see. Alright, looks like everyone got in there. Alright, and time is up. The correct answer is... Yep, Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky. Super Mario Gamer, let's do this. Okay, I only just looked up at the chat, sorry. So if every once in a while I'll go ahead and go back to the chat. Now, anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky were his uncles? Were Casper's uncles? I don't know. Alright, moving on to question number 4. Alright, in Gremlins, and I forgot to add the year, how many rules must one abide by with Gizmo? If you won Gizmo, there are some rules attached to it. Is it 1, 3, 5, or 7? Okay, a few more seconds. Yeah, I didn't get anybody with that, did I? Alright, time is up. Let's go and see the answer. Oh, I also have my show notes here. My question notes. Okay. And obviously the correct answer is 3. Okay, there are 3. There are 3 rules to abide by with Gizmo. You have 1, keep out of the light. 2, keep them away from water. And 3, never feed them after midnight. And of course what happens? Yeah. That's what Casper refers to them. Okay, yeah, so Super Mario Gamer, that's what Casper refers, yeah. So, going back to the Casper question, yeah, they are his uncles. Alright, so, question number 5. In the Addams Family from 1991, what item does Morticia donate and later buy back to the auction? Travel-sized guillotine, a large ruby-encrusted dagger, a prized plant, or a finger trap? Oh, a few more seconds and some of you still need to answer. Oh, someone got it at the very last second. Alright, let's see if you got it right. Alright, so the correct answer is a finger trap. So Morticia does donate that finger trap later. They do end up buying it at the auction. So this segment of the film is actually based on an episode from the original television series. Morticia donates an old finger trap encrusted with rubies and emeralds, which Tooley's wife Margaret spends much of the beginning of the film trapped in. If you remember that. In the charity auction, Morticia winds up buying the finger trap for $50,000. While the family is at the auction, Fester, Tooley, and Dr. Pinderschloss try unsuccessfully to break into the family vault to steal the money. Alright, and with that, that is the end of 5 questions. And like I said earlier, the after 5 questions, we're gonna go ahead and see our leaderboard. It's also a good chance to see where you stand and how well you're doing compared to other people. So let's go ahead and see our leader rankings. Alright, so we have the Little Spellcaster, great name. That's awesome, with 24 points, followed very closely by the Hardys with 23 points. Cousin It, love it, with 22 points. And it looks like Winnie and Sarah are tied at 17 points. Sue with 15, and Pumpkinhead has 0. Oh no! It's alright, it's only been 5 questions. Alright, let's go ahead. Move on to question number 6. In Beetlejuice, and again I forgot to include the year. What is the name of the handbook the Maitlands are given after they die? Also, spoiler alert, the Maitlands die. Alright, start question. Is it the handbook for the recently deceased, guidebook for the recently deceased, handbook for the recently deceased, or guidebook for the recently diseased? I just heard myself back. That was ridiculous. Alright, few seconds. Oh no, okay, time is up. Alright, some people did not get in there in time, but let's go ahead and see the correct answer. And the correct answer is the handbook for the recently deceased. To where in the first time he sees it, Adam does incorrectly call it the handbook for the recently diseased. Barbara has to correct him. Your screen said 2 seconds to go, but it was already locked out. I could not answer. Oh, I don't like that. So the YouTube stream, we are on a very slight delay. And if you're looking at a screen, or if you're looking at your Crowdper screen, that does have a countdown. Go with that countdown, because I know we are on a very small delay. It's only slight, but it is there. Hopefully that'll still work. Let's go ahead and keep trying. If that is something that keeps coming up, I'll have to go ahead and take a look at it. For now, let's go ahead and move on to question number 7. Alright, in Ghostbusters, when we first see the ghost in the library, what is it doing? Ghosts in the library. We know a little bit about that around here. Is it reading, shushing, browsing, checking out? Alright, so that is everybody. Alright, let's go ahead and see the correct answer here. And of course it is reading. The ghost in the library is reading, and then gets interrupted and does what you can see right over here. And that's what happens when you interrupt librarians when they're trying to read. We don't have time to read. Alright, moving on to question number 8. Alright, in Edward Scissorhands, and again, forgot to put the year. What kind of books did the inventor read to Edward? Were they thrillers, fairy tales? Was it poetry, or was it mystery? Oh wow, I got no one with that. Alright, I got one person. Alright, show correct answer. Most of you got this correct. And it was poetry. The inventor would read poetry to Edward. Alright, we are still doing good, just catching up on the chat. Alright, moving on to question number 9. In The Witches from 1990, what did RSPCC stand for? In The Witches. Royal Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Children, Royal Society for the Protection of Cute Children, Royal Society for the Peace of Children's Cruelty, Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. Alright, questions are coming in, still a couple more seconds. What is 7? Okay. And that is everybody, and the correct answer is... Of course, it's the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. Now, I did include some question notes here. It's actually just some really long thing. So all of this, all that it says is that The Witches was actually listed on the American Library Association's challenging or banned books list way back in the day. Back in the 90s, the book called from any year, and it didn't release until the 90s. The Witches landed at number 22 alongside titles such as Judy Blume's Forever and J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye, along with also Roald Dahl's James and the Giant Peach, which was down at number 50. So that's very interesting to see now. Like, this was a banned books list. You know, imagine The Witches being on the same banned level as Catcher in the Rye. Alright, and we are now approaching the 10th and final question of this round. We will see not only... Well, actually, no, we would just see the leaderboard after the end of this question. Alright, question number 10. From Hocus Pocus, because of course I had to include that in here, from 1993. Oh, forgot the C. Complete the lyric from the I Put a Spell on You musical number. If you don't believe, you better get superstitious. Ask my sisters. What? She's serious. She's sinister. She's vicious. Uh-oh. It looks like question D is a leftover from the last trivia I did. So, we know that's not it. Alright, and that is everybody. Time is up. Alright, correct answer is... Of course, it's She's Vicious. Now, if you only ever see the movie, the cast is speaking during parts of the song. So you really need to listen carefully to what they're singing. Like, if you don't believe, you better get superstitious. And that's when he goes, that's when Max goes, Mom, Dad. And in the background you hear them say, she's vicious. Alright, and with that, that is the end of round 1. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard to see how everyone has been doing. Oh look, our ghost is back. I named him Harry. Harry the Ghost. Alright, show leader rankings. And it looks like Little Spellcaster holding on to their lead with 55 points, followed closely by the Hardys with 41. Cousin It still in the third spot with 36. Looks like Winnie and Sarah still tied for 4th and 5th with 33 points each. Pumpkinhead has moved up a little bit to 26, and Sue did fall a little down to the 7th spot with 25. Alright, so now what we're going to do, that does conclude the end of round 1. We're going to move on to round 2. You will see your screen change in a moment as I move everyone over to that next round, so just one moment. Alright, so your screen should now say Family Scary Movie Trivia Round 2. Alright, and round 2, the first question is not a practice. For the remaining 2 rounds, you will not see... for the remaining 2 rounds, all the questions do count. Now, this round is focused more on the animated spooky movie options out there. So whether it was 2D, whether it was 3D, whether it was stop motion, etc., that is this round. Let's go ahead and start with question number 1. What is the fictional town that Frankenweenie from 2012 takes place in? New Scotland, New Holland, New Finland, New Iceland. Oops, I'm in the wrong tab. Wrong tab. Okay, there we go. Okay, a few seconds there. Alright, time is up. And the correct answer is... Right, it is New Holland. Frankenweenie takes place in New Holland. Alright, looks like everyone did fairly well on that one. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, in Monster House. And I forgot. What does Chowder, who is DJ Waters' best friend, lose? What did he lose? Because everyone loses something. Did he lose his shoes, his phone, himself for a minute there, or his basketball? Okay, a few seconds there. Alright, that is up. Okay, time is up. It looks like a lot of you were able to answer. Awesome. Correct answer is... Chowder loses his basketball. His phone. I don't think that was not. I like the himself for a minute there. Alright, question number 3. In Goosebumps from 2015, the real R.L. Stine makes a cameo and says hi to Jack Black's R.L. Stine while walking through the halls of the school. What is R.L. Stine's character's name? This one's a little bit tougher. Also, I forgot to mention, because I forget a lot of things sometimes, each question for round 2 is actually 20 points. Is it Mr. Black, Mr. White, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Lawrence? Alright, looking. Alright, I think that is everybody. Maybe that was too easy. Everyone, answered that pretty quickly. Alright, correct answer. It is Mr. Black. While Jack Black, who portrayed R.L. Stine in the movie, was Mr. Stine, they gave R.L. Stine's cameo the name Mr. Black. Okay, I'm turning down the music a little bit. Okay, question number 4. In Coraline from 2009, where is the door that leads nowhere? Ugh, that movie's unsettling. Alright, start question. Is it in her parents' bedroom? Is it in the hall? Is it in the kitchen? Or is it in the drawing room? Alright, that is everyone. We have to wait for the countdown to finish before I can show the right answer. Alright, correct answer is... it is in the drawing room. Coraline discovered a carved brown wooden door at the far corner of the drawing room. Alright, question number 5. In Corpse Bride, Victor wanders off alone into the nearby woods. There, he performs a mock wedding ceremony. If you remember, he's trying to learn his vows. He was scolded by the priest because he didn't know his vows yet. He performs a mock wedding ceremony. On what does he place the wedding ring, seemingly awakening the Corpse Bride? So he puts the ring on something. What is it? A gnarled tree branch, a fallen tree, a tall grass, or a flower? Wow, all of you are really good at this. Correct answer is... a gnarled tree branch. So if you remember in the movie, he's saying his vows and he's placing the ring and boom, Emily comes up. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Alright, so that was 5 questions, and with that we're going to see how everyone is doing in this part of the round. At the end of this round, we'll see the cumulative round 1 and round 2 score. But for this one, let's go and see our rankings. Little Spellcaster, I don't want to say this too early, but dominating with 90 points, followed by Pumpkinhead with 68. Sarah moved up to 3rd place with 47 points. Winnie very, very close behind with 46. Sue with 39. The Hardys have moved down to number with 36 points, and Cousin It hasn't answered anything correctly yet. You can do it, Cousin It. I'm a big fan. Alright, so now I'm gonna come in here. Let's see. Oh, no, now I'm gone. Uh-oh. I'm not getting any sympathetic vibrations from anybody here. I'm starting to fade. Ooh. Alright, let me close that out. Let's move on to question number 6. Alright, in The Nightmare Before Christmas, in Christmas Town, what wind-up animal do the elves ride on? So if you remember, Jack is in Christmas Town, he's watching everything, he's amazed. We see some elves riding a wind-up animal. What is that animal? Is it a penguin, a reindeer, walrus, or a polar bear? Okay, I got some of you, but wow, you guys really know your stuff. Alright, and that is the end. And correct answer is... Alright, it is a polar bear. We see 3 elves riding a wind-up polar bear around the streets of Christmas Town. Yeah, I almost said Halloween Town. Alright, big round of applause to everybody. Wow. I mean, I didn't want to make this too difficult, but, you know. Alright, question number 7. Paranorman from 2012. Why are the living dead cursed? And also, there was no visual because I couldn't get a visual. Who would have thought? There's no visual for Paranorman within CrowdPer, which is the platform that we're using. Alright, so they killed a man named Alvin. They convicted a girl named Agatha. They killed a woman named Courtney, or they killed a boy named Brian. I moved. Alright, so that is time. And the correct answer is... they convicted a girl named Agatha. So... oh, I disappeared again. Let me go ahead and go corporeal for everybody real quick. Alright, so in Paranorman, we know that Norman can see ghosts. He can talk to them. No, don't go into... Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Super Mario Gamer, no, don't go into the light. Alright. Back on track. Okay, so it looks like that is actually the one question that I got a lot of you on. So in Paranorman, Norman can speak to ghosts, and he finds out that, you know, zombies are coming up. If you've never seen the movie, it is actually well worth the story. Some people are kind of turned off by the style, but the story is actually not bad. So the townspeople back in the day, 300 years to be exact, convicted a girl named Agatha for witchcraft, and turns out Agatha wasn't a witch. Alright, so with that, let's move on to question number 8. In Hotel Transylvania, the original, how does Johnny find the hotel? He followed the music from the hotel, he saw Mavis flying into the hotel, he followed all the monsters to the hotel, he followed the burning zombies into the hotel. Okay, still have a little time. Oh, okay, that's... okay, that is everybody. It looks like I also got some of you with this one. Alright, and that is time. Also, you can see in the visual that only his mouth is moving, like the upper part of his face isn't doing anything. Alright, correct answer is... Johnny followed the burning zombies. Remember, and again, no, I don't want to do spoilers for anybody, but it's pretty early on in the movie. The human village nearby the castle, some of the zombies ended up on fire, and Johnny just followed them back to the hotel. Don't go into the light. Okay, question number 9. In Coraline, where does Coraline meet the other children? This is other Wybie here. Remember, because he's the one that doesn't talk, and Coraline thinks that's an upgrade from the real Wybie. Who, again, who, for those of you who don't know, was not in the original book. Alright. Does she find them in the basement under the stair, in the attic next to the lamp, in the greenhouse behind the statue, or in the corridor behind the mirror? Keep going, guys, keep going. Alright. Okay. And the correct answer is... in the corridor behind the mirror. So at one point, the other mother becomes upset with Coraline and puts her into the mirror behind... puts her in the corridor. There's a mirror, she puts it behind, and that's where she meets the other children. If you've never read Coraline, it is a little different from the movie, but they are both really worth it. Alright, and finally, question number 10. That'll be the final question for our animated feature round. In The Nightmare Before Christmas, why can't the mayor plan next year's Halloween celebration by himself? Why can't he plan it by himself? He's new to the job, he's afraid, he lost the plans, he's only an elected official. Yeah, I got nobody with that. That was just a fun question. Okay, a few more seconds to go. Alright, and that is time. The correct answer is... he's only an elected official and thus can't plan things for himself. Alright, and with that, we have come to the end of round 2. Ooh, I disappeared again. Harry's back! Okay, I'm back. Alright, now that we've come to the end of round 2, we're gonna go ahead and check to see how everyone stands at the end of round 2. In a moment, we'll see the cumulative round 1 and round 2. But for now, this is only for round 2. Alright, Little Spellcaster, wow! 162. Sarah moving up to second place with 86. Winnie tied for second with 86 as well. Sue with 78. Pumpkinhead with 70. The Hardys with 47. And Cousin It, no! No! You can do it! Alright. Let me go here. Alright, so that was just for round 2. Let's go ahead see where everyone stands after 2 rounds. So after round 1 and round 2, this is the cumulative score so far. Alright, Little Spellcaster with 217. Winnie at 119. Sarah with 119. You guys, we're missing a Mary. So we have Winnie, so like Winifred, and then we also have a Sarah. We need a Mary. Complete the whole Hocus Pocus trio. Sue with 103. Pumpkinhead with 96. The Hardys with 88. And Cousin It with 36. Yay! Alright, and with that, let's move on to question number... I'm sorry, not question number 3. We're moving on to round 3. So just like we did for moving on to round 2, I will go ahead and move everyone over, and your screen will change momentarily. Alright, your screen should now say Family Scary Movie Trivia Round 3. It's a ghost! I only just saw that. It was 2 minutes ago and I only just saw that. I gotta start looking at the chat more often. I'm gonna disappear. And then reappear. And then go full corporeal. And then not. Alright, so for round 3, you still get 20 seconds to answer. But, and this might be some good news for some of you, each question is worth 30 points. Alright, again, you still have 20 seconds to answer. The quicker you answer, the more points you do end up earning. Now, round 3 will consist of questions from any spooky, scary, family-oriented television releases of things. So if you've been wondering, where's Great Pumpkin? This is where it is. So, anything that released on television and not a full theatrical release will go in this round. So with that, let's start with question number 1. In Halloween Town from 1998, what did Sophie turn Aggie's iron lock into? An owl, an apple, a frog, or a cat? Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, that bodes well for this round. So many of you got that. Alright, that's time, so let's go ahead and see the right answer. It is a frog. After Marnie failed at using her magic to unlock Aggie's iron lock, Sophie used her magic and wished for the iron lock to turn into a frog, and it did. And if you've never seen it, Halloween Town, it is old. It's from 1998. So worth it. It is worth it. It's worth every second. Alright, with that, let's move on to question number 2. In Scared Shrekless from 2010, what is revealed to be Puss in Boots' fear? They're all telling scary stories, and in one of them, Puss in Boots' fear is revealed. What is it? Is it gingerbread? Is it a water bottle? Is it blisters or Shrek in a dress? Alright, a few more. There's a few seconds left. Oh, right under the wire. Alright. Okay, and the correct answer is a water bottle. So it could be said that his fear is water. He's a cat. But in the special, it's a giant thing of water. It's a water bottle. All right, and I'm gonna do that a little bit. All right, moving on to question number 3. It Twitches from 2005. What are Alex and Cameron's birth names? Like, I'm really going way back into the Disney trivia here. Is it Ariel and Diana, Adriana and Anna, Amara and Alana, or Paula and Artemis? Okay, just a few more of you. Alright, got you. Alright, that is the end, or the end of our time, so we're going to show the correct answer. It is Apollo and Artemis. Paula, the sun, Artemis, the moon. Yeah, they tried real hard on that one. Still, it's a fun movie. 2005. It's a good movie. Alright, question number 4. From It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown from 1966. Finish the quote. Never jump into a pile of leaves with a... What is after a? A wet towel, a wet Tootsie Roll, a wet lollipop, or a wet sucker? Still kind of even on this one. A few seconds. Oh no, that's it. Ooh, someone just got in. Alright, cool. Correct answer is... Never jump into a pile of leaves with a wet sucker. Which is the same thing as a lollipop, but that's not what Linus says. Alright, still a really, really great special. Alright, catch up in the chat. We're good. Alright, moving on to question number 5. In Toy Story of Terror, who helps Jessie gain the confidence to save everyone? Is it Trixie, Combat Carl, Buzz, or Sam? Or Sam. Ham! Okay, a few more seconds. Alright, everyone's answering. Good, 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 good. Alright, that is everybody. Okay, and that is time. Correct answer is Combat Carl. There is a Combat Carl that is missing his hand in the hotel they happen to find themselves at. And Jessie, if you know the Toy Story lore, Jessie has a very severe phobia of enclosed spaces from having been in storage for so long. And when she finds out that she has to go and basically pack herself up so she can get over and save Woody, she has intense fear. And Combat Carl is there. He tells her, you gotta do this, and gives her the confidence to go and save Woody. If you haven't seen it, it's a great, it's real short. If it was broadcast on TV, like on ABC or something, it's one of those 30-minute specials, and counting commercials, it's more like 20 minutes. It is actually very good. And if you ever look up the soundtrack, there are some really hilarious titled tracks on that. So if you ever have the time, go ahead and take a look at that. And that was the end of question 5. So let's see where everyone stands at the end of 5 questions for round 3. Okay, there we go. Little spellcaster with 80, followed very closely by the Hardys. Careful, spellcaster. Sarah with 49. Winnie dropped a tiny bit to 46. Sue with 39. Cousin Ed on the board with 19. And Pumpkinhead with 11. Alright, let's move on. Question number 6. In Halloween Town, what did Aggie turn Gwen's leftovers into? This is very early in the movie. A chicken, a cow, a turkey, a pig. Okay, still a few seconds left. Oh, not everyone remembers this part. Alright, that is time. Correct answer is... turns the leftovers into a chicken. Chicken. Yeah, so Aggie, portrayed by Debbie Reynolds, no longer with us. Again, those movies, they're really fun. They're corny and cheesy. They're from 1998, but still very fun. Alright, nothing on the chat. Alright, moving on to question number 7. In Twitches 2, this is the sequel. What university does Alex attend? And I did have to use the same GIF because I couldn't find another one inside of Crowdper. Place University, Coventry University, Waverly University, or Camelot University? Alright, I don't want to sound mean, but I did purposely try to trick all of you, and I succeeded. Correct answer is... Waverly University. Coventry is their home kingdom. Camelot, everyone knows Camelot, and Place University doesn't exist. Okay, and I'm not sure who it was, but only one of you got that, so very good, very good. Moving on to question number 8. We're getting so close, and we're doing really great on time. In Toy Story of Terror, which of the toys is the first to go missing? Is it Mr. Potato Head? Is it Ham? Is it Rex? Or is it Trixie? Alright. Okay, and that is time. The correct answer is Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head is the first to start going missing. Now I say the first because more go missing. Again, very good short. Very, very good. And if you had the opportunity, go ahead and watch it. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. Alright, question number 9. From Halloween Town 2, Calabar's... Oh, I misspelled Calabar. Calabar's Revenge. What were the colors of the 2 communicating skulls that Aggie invented? Is it white and orange, yellow and pink, blue and red? Oh my gosh, I did it again. I forgot to replace D. Well, that should help everybody. Alright, under the wire, second left. Alright, that is time. Long live the 10,000 codes. Okay, yeah, my mistake. My mistake. I should have looked through everything first. Actually, I did. I guess I must have just missed it. I was just really looking to make sure that all of the correct answers were marked correctly, and that all of the visuals were visible. And I didn't look at that. Okay. Correct answer is blue and red in Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. Aggie has 2 skulls that can communicate between the mortal world and Halloween Town. Marnie and Aggie take one, and they leave the other in the mortal world for Gwen, Sophie, and Dylan so that they can communicate with each other. They are blue and red. I do have some notes on here. Yeah, that's basically what I just said. Invented 2 communicating skulls. And it went back to Halloween Town. They took one of the skulls and left the other one behind. Alright, guys. This is the last question of our trivia. This is question number 10 of round 3. Alright, question number 10. In It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown from 1966, Sally threatens to slug Linus if he tries what in the pumpkin patch? And slug is a good punch. Hold her hand, make her miss tricks or treats, kiss her, or leave her alone in the pumpkin patch. Alright, a few. I think we're still missing one more person. There's still some time left. Oh, okay, you're in, okay. Alright, and the correct answer is... hold her hand. If you try to hold my hand, I'll slug you. Such a great special. Okay, everyone, with that question, we've come to the end of round 3. Ooh, Harry's back. Also, there's a flaming pumpkin ahead above me here. Oh, it's gone. I didn't name the pumpkin. The pumpkin was a new addition. Alright, everyone. With this, let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard for round 3. So this is just for round 3. Little Spellcaster, 150 points. The Hardys with a solid second place at 98. Sarah with 57. Winnie with 54. Sue with 39. Pumpkinhead moved up to 33. And Cousin Ib with 19. Right on the board. Okay, but with that, that is the end of our trivia. Let's go ahead and crown our winner. So this is the cumulative score for all 3 rounds. And it looks like, in a landslide, dominating most of the game, we have Little Spellcaster having answered 22 of the last 30 questions correctly, gaining 367 points. Woo! Congrats, Little Spellcaster. The Hardys having answered, I can't even see that. Is that 13? I can't see that. It's too small. Let me try something. 13 of the last 30 questions correctly. We have 186. Sarah in 3rd place, having answered 20 of the last 30 questions correctly with 176. Winnie, having answered the last 20 of 30, is at 4th with 173. Sue having answered 13 of the last 30 with 142. Pumpkinhead having answered 14 out of the last 30 correctly is in 6th place with 129. And bringing us to the end here with spot number 7 is Cousin It, having answered 6 of the last 30 questions correctly, is at 55 points. I'm going to try to fix that. There it goes. Broke a little bit. Alright, so congratulations to Little Spellcaster. Seriously, your name rocks. And with that, that is the end of our Family Scary Movie trivia. Thank you so much for participating. We are constantly coming up with more of these trivias. Our next one is Bob's Burgers trivia, which is actually on a Tuesday night. That is the week of Halloween. So if you have any Bob's Burgers fans, or you in your family, or you know any, go ahead and let them know. It is up on our calendar page, so you can go ahead and register. We also go ahead, just like today, put up our links on our calendar page and our social media. It's always best to go ahead and follow us on our social media, because we're constantly updating that with everything that we're doing here. If you have a suggestion for a trivia event, go ahead and let us know. Either you can email us, you can go to our social media pages. We have had a few very popular suggestions. Parks and Rec is one of them. That is getting done. We actually have very early in December, which is the start of our winter newsletter season, we have 80s music trivia, or 80s trivia. So if you're a fan of the 80s, alright, so with that, we are at 2:09. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you have any questions, go ahead and let us know. I'm going to be switching the screen back to our wait screen, which has all of our social media names and handles and everything that you can need. And again, thank you very much. Congrats, Little Spellcaster, and we'll see you at the next one.